everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lucy. I'm 22 years old. I have a 9-month-old baby girl called Hope and a 3-year-old called Zach. I am actually a bit ill, so please ignore my voice. I don't usually sound like this. Well, I sound like this, but like my voice sounds even deeper. Yeah, today I thought I would do all the baby products that I regret buying. I just feel like these videos are so useful. Like when you're a new parent, obviously I have 2 children myself, so I have a pretty good idea of things that you kind of need or things that are a bit of a waste of money. So yeah, hopefully this might help someone. Obviously, I will say that I don't mean this to come across as like rude in any way, or that if you have bought any of these things and it's like, you know, you shouldn't have done that. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and like if you think these things are essentials, then you're entitled to think that. But yeah, basically everyone's different in things that they think are essentials or things that they regret buying. I think it's just like a thing about like money as well. Like if you spend a lot of money on something and you don't really use it, obviously then that can be a waste of money. I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get into it. So the first thing I regret buying is a baby swing. I actually got I'll insert a picture, but you know, it's one of those swings that you can get them all ranging in prices to really expensive ones like the Nuna one and that kind of stuff. So obviously I can't talk for those products, but the one I bought I regret buying, just because like she hardly went in it, like, and the times that I did put Hope in the swing, my daughter in the swing, she just wouldn't really like it. Like she fell asleep in it a few times, but yeah, and to be honest, like once she kind of got big enough, she didn't like being in it. She would just like sit up in it, and yeah, I don't know, maybe it was just her. Like maybe if I'd had it with my son, maybe he would have liked it more or would have slept in it more. But I initially bought it because I thought it would like give myself a little break so that she could sleep in the swing and, you know, she could be just swinging back and forth in it, and it would kind of keep her happy while I kind of get on with housework. But yeah, she didn't really like it and she only kind of went in it a handful of times, and obviously it's kind of expensive thing to buy, well for me anyway. So yeah, that's the first baby product I regret buying. The next one is a bottle warmer. Now I actually have the Tommy Tippy bottle warmer. I have no complaints about the actual product itself. Like it works, it's, you know, easy to use. But the reason I regret buying it is because just, you know, boiling a kettle and putting the water in a jug and then putting the bottle in the jug does the same job. I don't know, I just feel like it was an unnecessary spend. You can kind of do it yourself, and with the bottle warmer you have to kind of make sure you pour the right amount of water in and that kind of stuff, whereas when you boil a kettle, you just boil a kettle, fill the jug with however much water you need to kind of immerse the bottle in. Immerse, is that a word? So yeah, a bottle warmer is something I regret buying just because, again, I hardly used it most of the time. I just stick the kettle on and pour it into a jug and put the bottle in the jug, and that's how I heat it up. With Hope, she kind of doesn't mind having her milk kind of cold, whereas Zach did. Like he hated having cold milk. Like his milk always had to be warmed up. So that's something you can think about as well when thinking about buying a bottle warmer, just something to kind of keep in mind. The next one is this bottle hanging rack that I bought. I can't remember where I got mine from. It might have been somewhere like Amazon or whatever, but I will insert a picture. But the reason I regret buying this is because it just takes up a lot of unnecessary space. It kind of makes the kitchen look kind of messy. And yeah, I don't know. And it would just get to a point where like I'd wash some bottles up and then they just end up just kind of sitting there. And it just looked messy. Like I much prefer kind of washing the bottles, drying them and putting them away. And then when I need to sterilise them, then I'll sterilise them. I just feel like, yeah, it just looks messy and it's just kind of pointless really. So yeah, that's definitely something I regret buying. Luckily it wasn't like really expensive or anything, but yeah, I wouldn't buy it next time if I were to have another baby. Next product I regret buying is my double pram. Now I know I made a video of me opening my Zumi Halo double pram, and you know, it's a great pram, literally, again, no complaints, it works well. It's everything you'd want in a double pram, and obviously it's a bit cheaper than the other double prams that are out there, but I personally regret buying it because double prams are big, like they're massive. It is like pushing a train, especially because my son is quite heavy, like he's big for his age. When he was in the double pram, it would just be so hard to push. He hated being like on the bottom configuration, which is like where I'd have Hope, my baby, like my daughter at the top, and then he would be at the bottom. And he just hated it. He would just like cry the whole time. Like he just didn't like it. I mean, understandably. I mean, would you want to lie down and like have something on top of you obscuring your view that you've been able to see up until this new baby's been born? He just didn't like the double pram, and I didn't really like it. I didn't really like pushing it. It was really hard to get on and off of transport because obviously I live in London, I don't drive, so I get a lot of transport, and yeah, it was just kind of a bit of a faff, and it was really heavy to push. He didn't really like it, and yeah, to be honest, in the end, I much preferred using a buggy board, and I think that's definitely something to look into if you're, you know, having another baby and you have a toddler. Definitely look into the buggy board option, just because, you know, double prams are very expensive. So the next product I regret buying is a baby nest. Obviously you might kind of know these as sleepy heads, but me personally, I just bought one from Lidl. I think it was like £20, so obviously not as expensive as a sleepy head, but I do regret buying it just because I hardly used it. I feel like obviously they're not allowed to sleep in them because of SIDS risks. So, you know, they can't sleep in them. Like they can nap in them supervised, and you know, that's fine. And I did that a few times, but overall, yeah, I just didn't use it, and that's the only reason I kind of regret buying it. Like, because in the newborn stage, she would just be in my arms, or she'd be in a pram, or she'd be in her cot. So there was just no kind of reason to use it really. And that's why, yeah, I regret buying it. The next baby product I regret buying is a baby sling. I know this is kind of controversial because some people get on really well with baby slings and they really like using them, and it's a, you know, a massive help when you have 2 kids or 2 young children. I actually bought the Free Rider, I think that's how you say it, the Free Rider pink baby sling. I used it about 3 times. Maybe I didn't use it properly or something like that, but I just found it just uncomfortable to wear, especially as my daughter was born in the summer. So I was already like sweating like a pig, and you know, had just had a baby. So the thought of wearing a sling in the 33-degree weather or whatever it was just not appealing. And when I did wear it out, I don't know, I just felt like it hurt my back even more. Like, again, I probably wasn't wearing it properly or something, but I just didn't feel the need to use it. Like, I found it a faff. I'd say, like, I found it kind of an effort to wear the sling, so I just kind of avoid wearing it. I definitely wish I didn't get that. I think I might have liked the kind of baby Bjorn, I don't know how to say it, but the sling that kind of has you know, that clicks in, that might have been a bit easier and more practical. But the long Free Rider sling thing, you know, it's like a really big scarf, and you had to wrap it around loads of times, and it's just, you know, especially in those days, like those early days when I was adjusting to being a mum of 2, and I was just trying to get out of the house with this toddler who's, you know, really kind of having a lot of tantrums. I just wanted to get out with both of them as quickly as I could. then the Sling just wasn't an option. Like, I would just take the double pram out, and that would be quicker. So yeah, I definitely regret buying that. Quite expensive. I think it was like 60 quid or something, basically for a long piece of cloth, a long piece of material. So yeah. Lastly, this doesn't really, this isn't something I bought for my youngest baby. It's something I bought for my son Zach when I was a first time mum and he was born. So it is a Moses basket. So I regret buying the Moses basket just because it never felt very sturdy. My son grew out of it really quickly. Like, he had grown, like, he was a big boy, but like he had grown out of it by like, I'd say 4 months. He never seemed that comfortable in it, and it kind of, yeah, I don't know, it just never felt really sturdy. I was always kind of worried that it just didn't feel that safe, and because he grew out of it so quickly, I just don't think it was worth buying it, really. And then with my daughter, I had the Next to Me crib, the Joey Next to Me crib, which I absolutely loved. Like, the Next to Me crib is so good, and they can fit in it for such a longer amount of time. You know, you can rock it, you can pull the side down, you can have it right next to you if you're breastfeeding. It's so much more sturdy, and also breathable. Like, it has the breathable holes, like the, I don't know what you call it, like netting, I don't know, but it's got like the breathable side, so that's another thing. And the mattress is a lot kind of sturdier as well. Like with the Moses basket, it would literally just, like, the mattress inside would just kind of curl up slightly at the ends. So yeah, I do regret buying the Moses basket, and that's obviously why I didn't buy it for my second baby. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's kind of helpful in some way. Obviously, this is just my personal opinions on products I regret buying. You may have different views, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.